guys, and welcome back to another episode of Lifestyle with Laura right here on Amazon Live, coming to you from the EverTalk Media Studios. Guys, I am super excited today. Happy Sunday. I'm sure you could guess by the title of this stream, but we are going to be going over some of the best cookbooks today on how to master the grill. So I have read quite a few books on mastering grilling. Honestly, it was something that took me a while to get into and understand. But before we get into the books, okay, first, like we always do, it's Sunday. We've got some fun topics. I'm going to pour myself a little glass of Moyet Rosé. Okay, this Moyet Rosé is a California rosé from the fabulous Jezlan Moyet. She is the co-founder over here at EverTalk, and we just love her so much. So we always love to have a glass of Moyet Rosé. So cheers, guys. I hope you are enjoying your Sunday. And if you want to go run and grab a drink and have a cocktail with me, go get your drink, come on back, I'll still be here. We have a really fun show planned today. I'm gonna be telling you some of my favorite cookbooks to learn how to grill. And after that, okay, well, first I need just a little sip of my rosé. I just gotta make sure, yep, it's still my favorite. I do love this rosé, it's so light and refreshing. But guys, after we talk about the cookbooks, I have something special planned. So I actually have with me right here, this is a Kobe beef steak. This is a very high quality steak. It is amazing. It is hands down the best steak that you can get. You'll notice it has this marbling in it. It's a signature to the Kobe beef, and we are actually going to take it right outside. I have a special grill outside that gets up to 1600 degrees. It's a very rare grill, but we have it here today. So we are going to be doing a Kobe beef grilling demonstration after we talk about some of these amazing grill books. So I know you want to see some of the tips. I have collected many great tips on how to grill the perfect steak. So I'm really excited to grill this steak with you guys. And I don't think have we seen anyone else do a steak on Amazon Live? I don't think so. I don't think we've seen anyone grill a steak. So we'll be doing the first steak grilling demonstration on Amazon Live, coming to you guys from EverTalk. We are so super excited to do that. And if you checked out any of the other shows, okay, you guys know I love a good steakhouse. When I was doing Sweet Bites TV, the dessert review show, we went to some amazing steakhouses in LA. We went to the Palm, they had an incredible steakhouse. We went to Lowry's, some of the best prime rib. We went to Boa Steakhouse. We love Boa Steakhouse. They have some of the most amazing steaks you can get. And if you want a great scene, okay, shout out to my boy Joel at Boa Steakhouse in West Hollywood. We love it there. It's a total hotspot. If you're big on TikTok, you got to go to Boa. It's kind of essential. So we love Boa. We love their steaks. We especially love their desserts. The carrot cake does something special for me. I love it. So I could give a whole list of the best steakhouses in LA, but today I'm going to show you guys how to make an amazing Kobe steak. So like all great things, before you can run, you got to walk. So I want to take you guys through some of the books that help me learn how to master the grill. So the first one, and this one is in the carousel down below. If you guys want to check it out, it's highlighted in the carousel down below right now. And I have my phone here, so if you have any questions, feel free to pop in and ask me anything that you guys want to know. But this first book that I want to talk about, this is Mastering the Grill. And this one's great. Also, this book is so big and so thick. There's just so much great information here. I know that it can be intimidating to see a cookbook like this big because it's a lot, but a lot of it's pictures. And I mean, when you're looking at like a big, juicy piece of meat, it's just really fabulous. They also have some seafood in here. They have some ribs. Ooh, speaking of ribs, places in LA. This is gonna be a hot topic for us, guys. I actually had amazing ribs the other day at Saddleback Ranch in West Hollywood. It's a country-ish restaurant, and they had amazing barbecue ribs. I went there and it was delicious. But to give you an idea of what we're gonna do a little bit later on in the stream, guys, you don't wanna miss this one. You're gonna wanna stay tuned for the grilling of the Kobe beef steak. It's gonna look about like this one. So this book is huge. Obviously, there's so many great tips in here, but I want to give you guys a quick rundown on some of the most important tips that you're gonna learn. The first one is you really wanna get a good high quality steak. Kobe beef is probably the highest quality steak that you can get. It's actually imported from Japan, and a lot of times people also call it Wagyu beef, but it's a very, very high quality steak, and you'll notice it in this one. So if you can see it here, it has this marbling, and this is fat essentially, and they say that there's sort of like 3 things that make an amazing steak, okay? And that is salt, heat, and fat, and we have all 3 of those today. So there's no reason to not have an amazing steak, you know? I do love to go to a great steakhouse, but sometimes it's just so nice to make your own amazing steak at home. So you wanna make sure you got the salt, the heat, and the fat. And with this 1600 degrees grill outside, we do have the salt, we do have the heat, and we do have the fat. So I'm gonna show you guys how to really nail it with the steak. The next thing, tip that I learned in this book that is just so essential for mastering the grill and making a really great steak is you want to have your steak at room temperature before you cook it. So you want to take your steak out of the fridge at least 30 minutes before you're going to cook it. And of course you would have a thawed steak. So you want to make sure that it is about room temperature and not cold when you cook it. So once your steak is out, it's been sitting out, it's room temperature, then you want to make sure that your steak is dry, because if you put a wet steak on a hot grill, it's going to steam a lot, and you don't really want that because that's not going to help you achieve that nice crust around the steak. You know what I'm talking about? You know when you go to an amazing steakhouse and it has that like beautiful charred crust around the steak. So you want to achieve that by making sure that your steak is totally dry before you put it on the grill. Once your steak is dry, you're gonna add your seasonings. You can also use what they call a dry rub, which is seasonings together to give your steak a lot of flavor. But again, if you're using a really high quality piece of meat, like a Kobe beef, you don't need that much seasoning. The steak is gonna speak for itself. This is delicious. The steak is like butter. You cook it and you grill it and it will really just melt in your mouth. So it's a really, really big treat to have this kind of steak. It's delicious. It's so, so good. You know, if you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, my handle is just my name, @LauraOdegaard. You guys see me all the time. I cook so many recipes and I love cooking, you know, the healthy recipes, a lot of vegetables. I do some vegan options. But at the same time, I just love a great steak. You really just can't beat it when it's super juicy and delicious. So this one, Mastering the Grill, I would definitely recommend this book if you are a beginner and you want to learn the basics, you just want to nail a perfect steak. So this book is big. The other thing that I really like about this one is it has a lot of pictures throughout it. So it's just so nice to get a great visual on, you know, what you're going to be making and more importantly, what your steak should look like or what your food should look like. So Mastering the Grill is amazing if you just need like a, you know, how to grill a steak 101. That's where I would recommend starting. The next book that I'm going to talk about, this one is Prime Time, and this is actually written by 4 brothers, and this is a great book. Another one on grilling and steaks, but this one's a little more focused on like friendship, and I really like this one because it's got a good focus on like the culture of eating and, you know, spending time and making food a really fun thing. So let's just, sliding around. Let's open this up and I'll find you guys a fun recipe. So they also have some kebabs on here, some chicken kebabs. There's so many options that you can do with a grill. The one thing that I wish this book had more of is pictures. I'm a big picture person, you know? I just feel like you can never go wrong with pictures in a cookbook. But they do have a few really great ones. I mean, that just looks mouth-watering amazing. They have some really unique recipes in here. Some like Asian inspired kebabs, which sounds amazing. They have tortilla wrapped round steak, some lamb chops with grilled stuffed mushrooms. That's the other thing. When it comes to grilling, even if you are vegan or vegetarian, you can grill anything on a grill and it just tastes amazing. It gives you this really nice charred and smoky flavor. Speaking of smoky, if you do want to learn how to smoke things really well, Mastering the Grill does have a whole section on how to master smoking things, and that is like a whole separate adventure that's just really fun to get into. But if you're looking for really unique and interesting, like grilled gingery chicken, I mean, that just sounds exciting. That sounds amazing. So this book has a lot of really interesting and really unique recipes. Let's do an experiment. Okay, guys, we're gonna flip to a random page and I'll tell you what recipes in here. All right. Classic grilled butterflied leg of lamb with garlicky grilled eggplant. I mean, tell me that doesn't sound amazing. That sounds phenomenal. I would eat that. If I was at a restaurant de Laura right now, I would order that from the chef de Laura as well. What I'm saying is I would go home and I would make that meal and eat it myself. It looks delicious. Some of my favorite vegetables to grill in the summertime, I love grilled eggplant and zucchini and peppers. I'm actually not really a huge fan of onions, but I do love them when they're grilled. I feel like when you grill things, it actually can take away some of the harshness of the flavor. So if you're not a huge vegetable lover, try grilling them because they more so taste like charred and grilled, and they have that really great smoky flavor, and they taste less like a vegetable. I think that's actually a great tip too for trying to get like kids to eat vegetables or like a picky eater. I think if you grill things and with the right sauce or marinade or rub on them, it can be so, so, so delicious. So this is a great one when you want those really unique, interesting recipes. Definitely check out Prime Time. Next, this book. All right, this one is a serious book, okay? This is Serious Barbecue. Okay, this book has a lot of pictures. They do a whole pig on a rotisserie in this one. So I just want to warn you, that one is, that's, if you're a real serious meat lover, this one is totally your book. If you're like really, really into, meat and just really kind of, maybe you love camping and going out by the fire and just roasting some food, I would totally check out this book. They even have some veal recipes in here. So this book is really, really great. Here we go. This is the picture. If you are going to maybe go catch your own pig and just bring it on down to the grill, he will teach you how to do this. So this is an awesome book. A lot of great info in here. So many great recipes too. And also a lot of really great tips. Like for example, in here, he says, when you're choosing the chicken that you want to grill, he says size matters. And I agree. So he says size matters. Chickens come in different sizes and it depends on how big the chicken is. So, if you have a fryer, that usually weighs about 2.5 pounds. Broilers weigh about 3.5 to 4 pounds. Roasters weigh about 7 to 9 pounds. And you want the fresher, the better. So he just has so many amazing tips in here that are just going to be really, really helpful for whatever your grilling needs are. And again, unique recipes, amazing recipes. But once again, I do wish there was more pictures. I'm a big picture person. I feel like every cookbook, if they could just have a picture with every recipe, it would be amazing. But I will say they do give such great descriptions, you almost don't need the picture. So listen to this one. This is one of my marked pages, a recipe that I really want to make out of this book. Pineapple and apricot glazed, boneless, skinless chicken breast. That sounds amazing. I love when recipes have a combination of flavors. They'll do like a salty and a sweet. So you get the salty from the chicken and you get the sweet from the pineapple and apricot. I just feel like that's one of those combos that can't fail. You know what I mean? Salty and sweet always goes right. Kind of like pineapple on pizza. I know this one's controversial, guys. I know. I get it. It's controversial, but pineapple on pizza is superior and it is delicious. And I actually had some pizza last weekend from Mulberry's, another one of our favorites. We love our guys down at Mulberry's. It's a great pizza shop here in Beverly Hills, and I got their pineapple pizza and I also got their eggplant parmesan pizza. I know we're getting a little off topic, but if you want a great pizza, you got to check out our friends at Mulberry's because it's just fantastic. So we do love that one. Another thing in this book that's actually really great, so they do include salads as well. This is another thing that you'll commonly hear when you're eating steak. You kind of want to have something acidic to have on the side as well. So for example, if you're going to be making this beautiful Kobe marbled piece of steak, you want to have something acidic on the side, like a salad with a balsamic vinegar or something like that. We don't have that salad today, but we do have something else acidic. We've got our rosé. That's just a little more our style here. It's Sunday. It's Sunday afternoon. It's time for wine and steak and grilling outside. I just don't think you need much more on a Sunday. So guys, also another thing, I do have my phone here with the live chat. So if you want to chat with me, feel free to send some questions because I can answer them. If you guys want to learn any questions that you might have about grilling steak, we're super excited to answer them and talk about that with you guys. So a lot of fun things that you can do on the grill. That's not just steak. If you guys want some really delicious vegan or vegetarian options, like I said, I think eggplant, zucchini, bell peppers, mushrooms, onions, those all taste amazing on a grill. Also fruits, don't underestimate fruits, okay? Desserts on a grill can actually be incredible. If you take some peaches, grilled peaches filled with some vanilla ice cream and caramel sauce with some graham crackers on top, that's an amazing, amazing, amazing dessert. And you know, Wally's has one of the best desserts actually. It's very similar. Wally's does an amazing peaches dessert. It's grilled peaches with cream and matcha cake, and it's so, so amazing. We covered Wally's on our show, Sweet Bites from Volatility and EverTalk TV, guys, and we love that one. We're huge fans of Wally's. We love Wally's. So there's so many amazing restaurants in LA that can give you the best dessert ever. But today we're gonna go for the best steak ever, and we are gonna make it for you guys live. So I don't know about you, but I think I'm ready to get into this steak. I think it's ready. So guys, we're gonna take a really quick 2-minute break and we'll be right back. We're gonna be outside on the grill, and I'll see you guys in 2 minutes. Okay, hey guys, we are in the backyard now and we have the grill ready. This is a 1600-degree grill. It is very, very hot. With grilling our Kobe beef steak. So we have our steak right over here. And like I mentioned in the live a few minutes, like melts in your mouth and it's so, so good. So we've got our steak very, very dry now. Looks great. And then we're just gonna put a little bit of salt and pepper on the steak. So I'm just gonna go down here, set my steak down. Not sure if you guys can see this one, but we're just getting a little bit of salt and pepper on here for a little bit of flavor. And honestly, you don't need a seasoning on a steak like this because the steak will really just speak for itself. I'm telling you, it's absolutely delicious. So then you're gonna take your steak and you're gonna put it on the grill, okay? And we're gonna put it on slightly at an angle because we do wanna get those grill marks. Put it on slightly at an angle. You hear the sear, we love that. Now this is a special grill, guys. So this one, we are gonna actually just bring it up and we're just gonna let it sit here for about 1 minute-ish. And while we do that, I can take some questions. So if you guys have any questions, I am happy to answer them. Okay, let me grab them. I have my other phone here with our TikTok questions. I had it here. So getting the questions, stand by, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna pull up the questions and we're only gonna need this up here for about 1 minute. Ish, maybe even a little under a minute, and then we're gonna flip it a little bit to get those grill marks. So I'm tuning in, here we go, let's see. Yes, the steak is at room temperature right now. Okay, so I'm checking on the questions now. I just logged on from another phone so I can answer the questions, but yes, so the steak is at room temperature. You wanna get the steak to be at room temperature before you cook it. And then you're gonna let your steak sear. It takes about like a minute-ish on each side. We're gonna be cooking this medium rare to rare-ish with my producer, and he would basically eat this steak raw if he could. So we're gonna compromise and just a nice rare to medium rare steak. And there's a ton of great marinades that you can put on a steak. Do you think it's been a minute yet? Should we flip the steak? I think we need to just barely. All right. And we're just gonna cook it for another like 30 seconds or so on here. But let's see. Keep the steak on cooking. And like I said in the earlier stream on Amazon Live, there's amazing books on learning how to grill. So if you ever do want to learn how to grill, I definitely recommend reading a book and getting some great tips from there, because now we're just gonna flip the steak and let this keep cooking for another couple of minutes. And steaks actually cook really, really quickly. So we were reading on Amazon Live, Mastering the Grill. I have my book here. So I love this book because it honestly has a ton of pictures on it that are really, 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 really great if you're trying to like learn some, you know, fun new grilling tips and tricks. I honestly was not like a huge grilling person up until like a couple years ago because it definitely intimidated me a little bit. So if you want to get a good book on like learning the basics of how to grill and everything like that, I would definitely recommend this one. It's super, super helpful. And there's also a lot of photos in here that can help you out if you're just like feeling like a little bit. I flipped it. Did I flip it too early? Okay, we may have flipped it a little too early. It's distracting, it's okay. The steak looks great and we're just gonna let it cook for another couple of minutes. We'll do the grill marks on this side. And now that this one's flipped, we'll just keep cooking it for a few more minutes. And we have our Moyet rosé. Definitely having a glass of rosé because it's Sunday and that's just what we do. All right, someone asked waffles or pancakes. Ooh, I'm gonna go for waffles on that one. I love pancakes, but I feel like waffles are just so much more fun. Also, if you guys saw, so we're getting some of these questions. So guys, if you saw in my last video, I did a review on the pumpkin waffles from Trader Joe's. Those were super good. If you are in a fall mood, I would definitely get it on our cast iron. This is another tip for making steaks is you want them on a cast iron. Cast iron and steak are best friends, basically. And then you're gonna put your butter on top. Oops. Okay. So we're also just gonna put some melted butter on top of the steak. Okay. I mean, really, like who wouldn't want some butter on their steak? It's just, all right. And now we just bring it up here for like about a minute, and we're just really letting the butter like sizzle and just let the steak bathe in the butter. Honestly, if I could bathe in butter, I probably would, because I do love butter. It's delicious. Not what I eat every single day, but like you really can't go wrong with a great steak every once in a while. It's so, so, so good. So we're just gonna let this sizzle for like a minute or two, just to, okay, we're just gonna let the steak do its thing for about a minute and really cook and get delicious, and then I'm gonna take it out. And you always wanna let your steak rest for a few minutes. Okay, so before we do that, yes. So we'll get this ready because our steak is gonna go here. Our steak's gonna go right there, and then we're gonna let the steak rest for a few minutes. You always wanna let the steak rest for a few minutes after you cook it, because you don't want your meat to get tough, so you let it rest and it gets really juicy and buttery and melts in your mouth. So our steak is pretty much ready now, and it's really sizzling in here, guys. This is super, super hot. It looks delicious. I'm gonna do this without spilling it everywhere. Looks amazing. So here we go. Gonna put our steak down right here, and we're just gonna let that rest for a couple minutes. So while we let it rest, let me check my other phone so I can see the messages coming through, because it's like really hard to see anything in the daytime. A steakcation, I like that. That's a good one. So someone says a steakcation, that's hilarious. Okay. But yes, guys, it is super, super fun to have a really great steak at home. So if you guys want to check out the full stream, this Amazon live stream will also be available on here afterwards. If you want to see some other tips that we talked about from the Mastering the Grill cookbook, one of my favorite cookbooks. It's a really great book if you are just trying to learn some basics of how to make a great steak. So now that our steak is out, we're just letting it rest. Like I said, you want it to be really, really juicy. Oh, thank you for the compliments on the outfit. I do love this shirt. It's one of my favorites. I like this tie-dye shirt a lot. I feel like I wear this a lot in the videos, but it's super fun. And earlier, guys, we did a really fun doggy taste test video. And it was really, really fun. So we had our dog Zozo. She was out here and she was trying all the different types of treats. And we're getting a question about the grill. What type of grill is this? This is a special grill. It gets up to 1600 degrees, very, very hot. It's by Twin Eagles. It's a special grill, and it gets very, 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 very hot, and it has this nice thing that brings it right up so you can get the heat right on top of the meat, which is really, really nice. So we're gonna have a little more Moyet rosé, guys. It's Sunday. All right. Almost spilled that. So we're gonna have a little more rosé, guys, and we are drinking our favorite. We're having our Moyet rosé today. From our girl Jezlan Moyet. We love her. She's our favorite. So I'm just gonna have a little rosé, and then I know you guys are waiting. I know you want to see the steak. So gonna have a little rosé, and then we'll get into cutting the steak. All right. So let's get into it. The knife is hot from just sitting here in the sun. So we'll go around here so I can get right up to the steak. And like I said, this is really, really hot plate because it was in this 1600 degree grill. I don't know if, I think TikTok can't see me now, but we are just gonna cut this right here. Oh my gosh, it literally just melts like butter. This steak is amazing. Okay, and it's a perfect medium rare, if you guys can see that. Just a beautiful medium rare steak right here. Nice and juicy in the middle. And I mean, literally, when I say it cuts like butter, it's literally just like butter. So we'll give it a little taste test with all this amazing butter. It's so good. Mmm. Mmm. Guys, not to toot my own horn, but this is amazing, okay? You really don't get a better steak than this. The marbled from the Kobe beef, like I mentioned earlier, guys, if you want an amazing steak, you gotta have salt, heat, and fat, okay? And a Kobe beef has this amazing marbled fat, and when that fat melts throughout the steak while you're cooking it, it gets so juicy, so tender, it's like butter, it just melts in your mouth, it's amazing. We have our salt, our pepper, and butter, and honestly, when you have a really high quality, delicious steak like this, that's all you need, so it's so, so, so great. You really can't go wrong with it. Guys, I'm gonna eat this whole steak right here. Steak and rosé day. You really can't go wrong. I wanna show our friends on the other live stream our steak. We have our multiple steaks. I don't know if they can see it here, guys. It's so, so good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I had so much fun doing a live stream. I've lost my rosé. Where did it go? Did I lose it? I think I've lost it. Where'd my rosé? I have the bottle, but I don't know where my glass is. Here it is. Okay. Guys, I'm a hot mess today. We got our rosé. We're having our rosé, okay, and we are having our juicy steak now. It is so, so good. So I just want to say thanks, guys, for tuning in to another episode of Lifestyle with Laura right here on Amazon Live, and I can't wait to see you guys in our next episodes. We have so many more fun things coming up. So if you enjoyed this, please leave a comment in the chat, and I will tune in and check back in with you guys later because we have a few more fun episodes coming up later, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Sunday, and I will see you next week. Cheers!